How's it going, everybody? Our new boat made it into town today, and I haven't even seen it yet. We've been sitting in the library for about 6 hours studying. We got 2 exams tomorrow. We had 4 hours of class before the study session. So to regain a little bit of sanity, we're going to shoot episode 11 of the Ask Hunters for Life show. Got a couple of great questions to bring to you guys. Hope you enjoy. First question we got, our boy Dominic wants to know, what is the best game plan in planning a food plot to get ready for deer season? I hope he's not talking about this season. You're a little late to the game. Well, at least here in Michigan, if you're trying to plan a food plot right now, you'd be a little behind schedule. We haven't really messed around with food plots too much ourselves. We've got a lot of partners that are really into it. We got these guys, the Bearded Buck out in Pennsylvania. They're redoing this old strip mine, trying to make it into just an incredible, hunting preserve, more or less. But the few food plots that we have messed around with and had a lot of success, because I don't claim to be a farmer by any means or really have any knowledge on it. So we just use the throw and grow, and it's straightforward. Buy the bag at wherever you buy your deer supplies and throw the stuff on the ground and cross your fingers and hope that works. And it's worked out for us, so hopefully that'll work for you. Next question. Our boy Richard Longo wants to know, is Hunters for Life a non-profit or a company in which you make money off of? Great question, brother. We've been a non-profit since day one, in the sense of the fact that we don't personally make any money. We'll take any money from the organization. We give it all back to our mission, helping out kids, helping out veterans, disabled people, all that kind of good stuff. But we actually did just today or yesterday, I don't know, kind of blurring together, receive our 501c3 tax exemption status. So in the eyes of the IRS, we are finally a licensed nonprofit organization. Pretty exciting stuff. Next question we got, Jackie Shields wants to know, do you ever sleep? My dad always told me, sleep's for dead people. But with being a full-time college student and then doing the Hunters for Life thing and all the other stuff that we do, I do sleep, obviously. I would be even more insane than I already am if I didn't sleep, but we've cut it back down to roughly 7 hours Monday through Friday, and I might squeeze in 8.5 over the weekend. But really, I used to do that, cut back on sleep, and I ended up getting sick. But now it's just implementing, working out, trying to be a little healthier, taking vitamins, eating more salads. I haven't gotten sick, so we're going to continue, on the 7 hours. That gives us, I think, 16 hours up to work, something like that, 15, 16. It's been a long day. But yeah, I do sleep, but I'd much rather be working. So appreciate that question, Jackie. So good question. I've honestly been waiting for somebody to ask this one. This question's from Adam Kachuba. He wants to know, what is your favorite fishing rod to use? America. A lot of you guys have been following us on Instagram have seen me posting a lot of pictures of the rods that I use a lot. We do have a Lew's Speedster baitcast or something like that. It was like $150. But hands down, probably my favorite rods to use, so much my favorite that I had to go out and buy another one, is the America number 8 special. We bought it at Gander Mountain. It was only $40. Red, white, and blue. Got the stars and stripes on it. So it's a pretty patriotic rod. And I promise I did not know this when I bought it, but there's even a bottle opener on the handle, which for surely for $40, for not only a tool that you can use to put food on the table, you can also use it to open your beer. Pretty clever in my opinion. Next question from our great buddy Joe Lewis. He wants to know, where do you see Hunters for Life in the next 10 to 15 years? The only thing that keeps me motivated, keeps me waking up in the morning, is just the literally crazy dreams of the things that I know that we're going to be able to accomplish in the future. And one of the biggest ones, that I go to bed I literally dream about is hopefully in the next 10 to 15 years we'll be able to buy a couple hundred acres somewhere up here in the Upper Peninsula. Sadly, might have to go to Wisconsin, but hopefully the Upper Peninsula, and we'll put some ponds on it, get them completely stocked with different species for different ponds, Fence it up, bring in deer, bring in elk, hopefully, maybe even, I haven't really talked to any biologists, but I think caribou could survive in the Upper Peninsula. So I'm dreaming of bringing in some caribou. I don't know about pigs. Pigs are pretty bad, but basically just have a fully functioning, fully sustainable game preserve, more or less, up here that people would be able to, if they had the means to on their own, they'd pay to come in and hunt. And then by being a fully functioning business like that, we would be able to take the profits that we make off of that and be able to fund for, people less fortunate that don't have the means to come and hunt on their own, to be able to come in and hunt for, fully for free. So that's one of the big aspirations we've got for Hunters for Life in the next, decade or so. But aside from that, a buddy asked me the other day, he goes, well, do you want to be big in the outdoor industry, or, do you just want to make videos? And I looked at him, I was like, dude, I want to be the outdoor industry. So Hunters for Life, we're just starting out. We're only a couple years old, but 10, 20, 30 years down the line, when you Google outdoor nonprofit, Hunters for Life. Our buddy Don Klein asked, do you guys have a 501c3 yet? Yes, we do. To those of you who may or may not know what that is, it's the legal tax exemption status for the IRS as far as nonprofits go. So basically, what that says is if you guys choose to donate to us, you're allowed to write it off on your taxes. You get a lot of great tax breaks for that. Our buddy Noah wants to know, how did you start getting sponsors? Good question. Well, basically, we didn't really start doing this with the expectation of getting sponsors. I think, just talking to hundreds of people a week on social media and asking for sponsorships or asking for advice and stuff like that. It seems like everybody that gets started, whether it be the outdoor industry, whether it be golfing, whatever it may be, is always thinking that, everybody's just going to want to run out and sponsor them. So basically what we did that led to our sponsorships is, for one, just as humbly as possible, we just built a brand, the Hunters for Life brand. We're just north of 250,000 followers across all our social media platforms. Did as many trips as we could possibly, do at the time for kids, veterans, disabled people, all that. And then through that is what actually, accumulating the sponsors. Really what we did was we just, we found a brand, we found a company that we wanted to be a part of, and more or less just, gave them a lot of free advertising, gave them a lot of shout outs to, just more or less just, built a relationship with them. And the actual getting the sponsorship part was so easy, because I was literally, I think I just asked them, hey, will you sponsor us? And it was all capital letters, heck yes, 400 exclamation marks, some crazy emojis. Everybody was just beyond happy to sponsor us. So really, it's you just got to brand yourself well. You got to be unique, and you can't be afraid to ask. Just ask somebody to sponsor you. The worst thing that they're going to say is no. Connor wants to know, have you ever been in trouble with the DNR? Yes, one time. I made it 23 years, and I've only been hassled one time. And it was partially my fault on being uneducated on the required licenses, more or less, for what I needed for the season. It was waterfowl season, but I more so blame it on Gander Mountain, because I literally went in there and I told them, I need everything that I need to go waterfowl hunting. It was only my second season getting back into waterfowl hunting, so I wasn't 100% sure on everything that I needed, but I assumed that the lady that worked had a paying job selling licenses would have known exactly what to give me. And I went to the post office, got my federal duck stamp, put that on my license, put on my base license, because being a little blind, it's not the easiest thing in the world for me to read what license what. So I had the federal stamp, I had my base license, and I took the waterfowl survey. But I didn't have the state waterfowl tag, a $12 hunting license, which turned into a $210 ticket. And the craziest thing is, I hunted for 2 months of the season before we even got checked and got popped. So I go in with the rule book now, and I question the lady. Every time I buy a license, it's okay, well, is this everything I need? Do I need this, and this? Is it all here? And really just trying to avoid another run-in on the wrong end of the DNR. So I've been busted only once, and hopefully it won't happen again. Our buddy Foul Talk wants to know, have you ever been duck hunting for strictly divers? I like the duck hunting questions. No. Honestly, we up until this year we didn't have any diver decoys, so mostly just mallard and teal decoys and a couple of goose decoys. But we do have a couple of incredible private spots that we just got access to this year, and we have amped up our decoy collection tenfold, to say the least. So when the birds start migrating a little more, they haven't seemed to be coming south yet. We do plan to do some strictly diver duck hunts, and hopefully fill some limits. This is an incredible question to end the video on. Have you ever thought about going to the grocery store instead of murdering innocent animals? First off, you better go into the dictionary right now and look up the definition of murder, for one. Probably won't do it, but no, honestly, because that's just the most hypocritical question that anybody could ask. No, I'm not going to go to the grocery store and pay somebody to murder my meat when I am perfectly capable of going out into the woods and murdering. Yeah, I said murdering. Anywho, murdering my own meat. For one, if you don't enjoy hunting, if you don't, whatever. If you don't enjoy hunting, yeah, I can understand. The grocery store is great. You go, you get whatever you need. But if you're honestly going to be that big of a freaking hypocrite to where you're going to tell me that what we do is bad for going out and having the desire to harvest, 99.9% of our own food, whether that be from the water or from the woods, and then you're going to go and turn and go to McDonald's and get a Big Mac, or go to Walmart and buy a T-bone steak, and honestly just think that I think most people honestly think that a steak is just at the grocery store. Like that it wasn't at one point a cow, and then that cow at one point was shot in the head with a nail gun and killed and butchered, and then however long it took for that cow to get from where it was killed to your table. It's just pretty hypocritical. But no, I've never thought about that. But that's about all the time we've got for this. Another 10 great questions. You guys keep asking them. We're going to keep answering them. We're 89 episodes away from starting to write our second book. So appreciate each and every one of you guys for those questions. Sadly, I'm going to have to get back to my academia studying stuff. But with that, as always, Scott Evans here. Happy adventures.